Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and I was 100% completely wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I set my expectations so low that I was actually blown away a little bit. Now this is all about Grand Theft Auto. Obviously, I have to talk about it. I know I'm a little bit late. The reason why I haven't uploaded in the last couple of days is because I was out in Los Angeles meeting some friends. I don't usually take vacations. It's kind of like some brand new thing for me. So when I take a few days off, it's literally because I'm not gone. I haven't died yet. Okay, I might have fallen off, but trust me, ladies and gentlemen, I'm alive and healthy, and I'm glad to have met some good friends. Nexpo, Nick Crowley, good old Blame It on Jorge, and Mama Mac. Some of my good friends, amongst many others, of course, like the Gamer from Mars. We had a good time, ladies and gentlemen. We were vibing, if you will. Los Angeles is also a place where I encountered a raid boss crackhead, but that's a different story for a different time. Ladies and gentlemen, the best part about my trip over there was so much happened, apparently, in the YouTuber sphere and in the world. Alec Baldwin, okay? God damn, that tragedy is tough to talk about. But ladies and gentlemen, CoffeeZilla uploaded a video yesterday focusing on Roulette House of Cards Part 5, to which I'll be uploading the final part of that, hopefully sometime tomorrow, or the very latest Thursday, and at the very latest, if I really get into it, Friday. So hopefully look out for that. Ladies and gentlemen, GTA Remastered! Oh boy, sorry, the trilogy, the definitive edition, a 58-second trailer of beauty. I don't want to watch it with you. I might have to take down the music, otherwise, there's going to be some DMCA troll waiting to take you out, but let's watch it. I will advise you, it's got some strong language in it. Be careful. Immediately, I'm disappointed. They missed out on the opportunity to have him walk. Oh shit, here we go again in 4K. Get out of here. Okay, boys. I like a lot of it, but the character models definitely have a way to go. Look, I get it. The original GTA trilogy was very cartoonish when it came out, but when you look at the actual quality of some of the materials around, for instance, how the light reflects on a various amount, they've definitely updated certain aspects of the graphics, but we can't ignore that some of these character models are a little out there. Now that looks genuinely beautiful. Come on now. Okay, the character models are back again. Ladies and gentlemen, we literally went from no textures here to full textures, okay? We went full textures. If you've noticed something, they've actually got a lot more traffic roaming around on the street. Now, whether they will still use the same 3 NPCs in a location is to be questioned. But generally, I gotta say, the skybox looks nice, the actual texture work's got an update. I mean, this genuinely does seem like Vice City. You know that saying people have where it's wow, this is what I remember the game looked like when I was a kid? Yeah, I guess this is kind of true. This is exactly what Vice City felt like when I was a kid. It's not overly realistic. It's cartoony and nice. And I appreciate it. Okay, this genuinely does look nice. Look at the way that the textures, look at all these, I think they're using PBR texture work. There's proper reflections. There's actual shadows being cast. And look at their hands. They got fingers. In the old GTA games, they'd be like, hey boys, how you doing? Are we ready to commit some criminal activities? Well, they've discovered how to make their hands go from this to this. And all it took was a new rendering engine. God damn. That is to say, I'm pretty sure the mobile versions of these games actually did have movable fingers, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so first thing I gotta say right now is this definitely does give me ENB vibes. If you don't know what ENBs are, we're gonna take a little detour into the world of ENB mods. So basically there are YouTubers and content creators that basically sit around and update the graphics for games. Believe it or not, this is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, with ray tracing plugins and various, graphical post-processing enhancements. Yes, it might be running at 20 frames per second, but ladies and gentlemen, this is San Andreas like I've never seen it before. And if we're gonna go to GTA 3, for instance, these are various ENBs where people have taken Grand Theft Auto 3, updated the textures, various vehicles, added new reflections around into the game, and various post-processing graphic effects. So yeah, there is genuinely an update that people do to raise the graphical fidelity of these games. The problem with ENB sometimes is there's only a limit. There is a limit that you have where the amount of actual add-ons you can do to graphics starts to diminish, okay? You don't have access to that raw rendering engine. So therefore, a lot of those graphical upgrades can be a bit of a hit or miss scenario. And for the obligatory ENB, I'm also going to show the wet roads because what graphic discussion video about GTA isn't complete without this shit show. Look at that, boys. You make them roads wet and it just looks a million generations more advanced. To be fair, this GTA 5 graphic enhancement definitely does look pretty good. I wish I could stop knocking my mic back and forth, but I have such a jerry-rig setup, dude. This is like the cracked-in studio of YouTube. Okay, alright, look at that. Look at that! Alright, that's actually not a bad shot. So this is Grand Theft Auto 3's Liberty City mentioned right here. And, of course, you can see they've got, like, more vehicles on the road than before. They generally have the same vehicle style from Grand Theft Auto 3. Claude Speed's looking a bit, redone, but the vibe is great. Like, this is the atmosphere I remember playing GTA 3 on the PS2. Dude, I'm an old school gamer. This is what GTA 3 looked like for me as a kid. Yes, I know if I pop the PlayStation 2 version into a PC or a PlayStation 2, it ain't gonna look that good. So I actually this is more than I expected. Listen, at the end of the day, I thought Rockstar was just gonna like upscale the fucking mobile versions of these games and call it a day. But this is way more effort than I was ever expecting. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is definitely a different story, but I will admit that what I'm seeing here is likable. Alright, so here's like a closer look at our trio cast of characters, ladies and gentlemen. We got a little Carl Johnson, who kind of has like the puckered anus eye look. I don't know what's going on with the eyes over there. He's got like a weird reflection effect going on, but I'm nitpicking too hard. I don't mind this character model. I think it looks pretty updated from my perspective. I actually really like the graphical effects on how the reflections are handled on these like actual items. Dude, all of these little tiny additions, basically by them switching to Unreal Engine and using a lot of the stuff from there, looks pretty decent. Over here we got our friend Claude Speed from GTA 3, and boy oh boy, this dude looks rigid as hell. I hope that hair has some goddamn animation to it when I'm playing it, because damn, this dude looks like a near Roblox like character. Ladies and gentlemen, this is like one of those like styles that GTA is going for. Listen, the older games were cartoonish, okay? I genuinely believe some of these character models is going to take a little time for me to break in, okay? Then you got Tommy Vercetti over here, and everyone's been giving Tommy a lot of shit, but like, I genuinely think this isn't the worst job. If he didn't have a deadpan fish eye stare into the sunset, maybe a little bit more fucking personality, I'd be all game for it, is all I'm gonna say. But Muya, what about having some better GTA 5 level graphics? And I think that's where like expectations are so far through. Like, listen, ladies, this is Rockstar Games we're talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get our expectations in check. Remember, I was the same guy who supports it. I like Rockstar Games. They make some fine content. But I will be the first one to say that my expectations were so low that I literally thought they were going to re-release the cell phone versions of the game in upscaled high def. So when I'm seeing like new reflections and lighting effects, it looks good, all right? And people have said maybe it looks like those ENB mods that you see online with the wet roads and the crappy stuff. I genuinely think the style that they're trying to go for is great. These are cartoony games in their past, and the way that they're revitalizing them is by going down that same effect with updated visual flair, which I think is definitely a fine way to go. Do I expect this to have GTA 5 levels of visuals? No, all right? I think that's a very tall order to ask for. And at the end of the day, there are a few enhancements that they are putting into these games. Like, for instance, they're having like the combat and control of modern GTA, which I think is great considering that these games are so old that their auto aim functions are absolute pitiful dog shit. So if GTA can update itself to at least somewhat relatively modern standards, I'm all game for that. There are a couple of concerns that I still have. For instance, regarding the music licensing, which, as you all know, GTA Vice City 3 and San Andreas have had music removed at certain points in its lifespan. So I'm hoping for the price Rockstar is charging for these remasters, maybe they might have renewed some of those removed music licenses and put them back into the game. If they hadn't, I don't know if they can even call this the definitive edition. There are some people that expect this to have updated like effects, like for instance, ragdolling, the Euphoria physics engine. If you don't know, here's a demonstration. This is the physics engine GTA 4 used. It was pretty advanced, it operated entirely on the CPU, and it would have some pretty cool reactions to other things. Listen, this was a great system that basically caused GTA 4 to be one of the worst performing games technically in any generation, and even on the PC. Now, they had to tone this down in GTA 5, but would I like to see this return? Sure, but this would require them to be using their own engine instead of Unreal as far as I'm concerned, so it's going to take a while. I mean, at the end of the day, look, I think this notion of accepting that this game should have been GTA 5 levels of, like, quality was a bit too tall of an order to ask for. I think rewriting the core of the entire games themselves wouldn't have really made them remasters, more of just remakes. I think what we're getting here is pretty interesting. Is it worth the full $60? Probably not. I would probably advise that you wait for a sale specifically on the physical version that comes out on a later date. I think that would be pretty cool. I'm actually concerned with some of these remasters that because of them, if you look at the older GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, they've almost been removed from Steam entirely. Unless you have these games bought, good luck trying to get them again, unless there's like some CD key that's still active somewhere. The point I'm trying to say over here is these older versions are actually very mod-friendly. So I'm hoping that when the Definitive Edition comes around, and since it's running on a whole new engine, I have to hope that Rockstar at least allows it open up for modders to like come in and just do their thing, because if mods are taken away from these older games, that's going to take a significant chunk of the experience. At least from my perspective, it's going to take a significant chunk. I'm one of those people that have shown you mods where people have totally converted these entire games into something else, and if Rockstar were to take that magic away, I think that would question the purchase. Look, all in all, I'm proud to admit I was wrong. Look, I had my expectations way low, but actually I am excited to revisit these entire games again in like 2 weeks. This launches November 11th, so it's pretty out of left field. It's just basically dropping on us in record time. So I'm actually excited to play this at some point, and will I be streaming it? Sure thing. I also wanted to talk about that new Halo Infinite campaign overview. Basically, Halo has went full open world, like basically Far Cry meets sweet Master Chief. And I just wanted to say, like, Halo Infinite, this is like one of those game releases where, like, yes, this is why you delay video games. They delayed it by like a year, and suddenly we went from Craig to holy shit, this is a campaign I actually want to play. So it takes place after Halo 5, so all of that, you know, destructive story that happened is still existing. You know, we're still talking about it. Hopefully 343 gets back to writing it better this time. That's about the only thing I'm excited for. They've got Zeta Halo, which is an entire open world Halo for you to explore with campaign missions, enemies that hunt you, and a whole bunch of those side quest map markers to hit. Ooh boy, you know how much we gamers love that shit. You know what we gamers love more? Some fucking skill trees too. Hell yeah, brother. Get it going. Ladies and gentlemen, Halo Infinite actually does look good. And this is also launching, I think, December of this year. So I'm excited to see how this one plays out. Thankfully, it's on Game Pass, meaning that as long as you're subscribed to that service, you'll be able to play that shit day one, ladies and gentlemen. That being said, though, this is me, Mutahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. Use code SOG if you will, if you enjoy G Fuel Energy. This is me, Mutahar, and I am out.